Hello, my name is Gemma Tomasky, and we're going to be doing our tap dancing video for BC Brain Wellness. So just to start, some things that we will need today is a chair that's nice and stable. It's not going to move around on you and you feel comfortable sitting down. Secondly, any type of shoes, any type of sturdy shoes that you feel comfortable walking or sitting and moving your feet in. So for example, yes, I am wearing my fancy tap shoes. You do not have to. If you have tap shoes and you feel comfortable and safe putting them on, go for it. But no big shoes necessary, just shoes that you feel comfortable and that will support the bottom of your feet. And the third thing that you'll just need to know for this class is to make sure you're doing it in a pretty sturdy floor. So there's nothing you're going to trip over and that it's a non-slippery floor. So for this class, this is a tap dancing class, but you do not need any prior experience or any prior knowledge at all. This is basically just for us to move a bit, get that ankle, leg, and body strength, but also range of motion, because oftentimes that can help us just prevent falls if we're keeping that ankle range and strength and foot strength and leg strength, keeping that as well as it can be for our bodies. But mainly this class is just to move, have fun, maybe you'll get a bit of cardio out of this. So that is our intro to this class. We're going to start by warming up. Just warming up our joints and getting the blood pumping a bit. Then we're going to go through and learn a couple tap dancing steps. Finally, we will put those steps together and we'll learn a bit of a routine at the end. So let's get started. I want us to just first warm up. So we're going to start with our ankles. You can either keep your toe on the ground or bring your foot all the way off. We're going to draw circles with our right foot. Yeah, you can see drawing big circles with the right foot and over to the other direction. I'm going to talk a bit more about safety as we're warming up. So just switch to the left foot now, drawing those ankle circles. So for safety, if any movement feels uncomfortable or painful during this class, please avoid that movement. And we do not want you to move through any pain. So you should be able to do this class comfortably. And if there is anything that feels a bit painful or uncomfortable, just take a break for that moment, but you can still continue this class while taking these breaks. Okay, now still on the foot, we are going to bring that toe off the ground and then relaxing it down. Bring the toe off and relax it down. Good. I'm going to show you from the side now, just so you can look at my ankle. We're trying to flex that toe up to the ceiling, 1 foot at a time. If you want a bit more of an advanced version, you can straighten your leg and flex that foot and then point that foot. So go through that up and down range in your ankle. Good. 3 times on one leg, and then 3 times on the other. And really try and flex and point even those toes as well. The ankle, the foot, and the toes. There. All right. Next warm up, we're going to move up to our knees. You can see, just stand for a moment. I have a piece of tape on my right leg, which will hopefully draw a small lowercase r for right leg. So that's hopefully going to help you just follow along. We're typically going to move our right leg first. So let's continue this warm up. We're going to be straightening that knee and then bending that knee again. So let's keep on the right side, sliding that foot out and back in. Slide out and back in, over to the left side. Good. So as you can see, I'm doing this warm up sitting down, and you can continue this warm up sitting down with me. Or if you feel comfortable, you can advance it to do the same warm up standing up. All right, next let's move our hips a bit, and we're going to march, high knee marches. So just trying to raise that knee up, arching one foot at a time. Good. So let's see how we feel here. Breathing in, breathing up. Then we're slowly moving each of our joints. And this is a warm-up, so if you do want to speed it up a bit, get the blood pumping, feel free to do so. Right, let's try and do reciprocal arms as legs. So you can add in those arms as well. Good. Sitting up nice and tall. Yes, this is a dance class, but I do want you to follow that stance and form that we often have in our exercise classes. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Next for the legs is going to be stepping out to the side. So take a big stamp to the side and back together. Out to the side and together. One leg at a time. You can go nice and slow just to see how your hip joints feel with this movement. If you're feeling comfortable, feel free to speed it up. Good. Keep going here if you're sitting down. I'm going to say if you're standing, you can do this exercise like this, or you can progress it to actually step fully to the side. This is going to be a step in the routine we're learning today. So you can practice a bit in this warm-up. Good. Keep going here, either standing or sitting down. Very nice. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay. So as I said, tap dance is pretty focused on the lower body, legs, obviously abdominal work as well. So for our class, you can do whatever you want for your arms when we do the routine. So I'm not going to warm them up too much, but I do just want us to move them a bit. So let's take 3 deep breaths, raising the arms up overhead if that's available to you. Breathing in, and let the arms flow down. In, and out. In, out. Run one last time if you can. Breathing in and out. Good. Really reach those arms away from your body as that's it down. Nice. Okay, let's do some shoulder rolls. Get that upper body nice and loose. So often in tap dance, you'll see tap dancers doing crazy footwork, but they'll look so amazing because their upper body is just relaxed and moving. So that's going to be sort of our goal, is to shake out that upper body, get that upper body nice and supportive so that we can do our crazy moves with our legs. Okay, that was our warm-up. We are now going to transition into some basic tap steps that we will then use for a little routine at the end of our video today. So you can either continue sitting or standing. I'm going to transition to standing, but it's going to look the exact same sitting down. If you were standing, you can stand holding on with 2 hands, 1 hand, or no hand. For my purposes, I'm going to hold on with no hands, just so you can see my whole body. Good. Okay. First tap step that we're going to learn is basically just tapping our toe on the ground. So you can imagine that you're sort of waiting in your dentist office and you're really impatient and you start to tap that right toe. You know, you sometimes feel like that. That's a tap step. So we're going to start with the right foot, with that right toe reaching up and then letting it drop down to the ground. Up and down. Good. On your own time, you can just practice up and down. If you're standing, I want you to have most of your weight on the left leg so that your right leg is free to move that ankle. Good. We're just tapping that right toe up and down, keeping the heel on the ground. So it's really that ankle mobility is what we're working on here. Make sure that you're dropping it down gently to the ground. You don't have to slam it to the ground. Be gentle for your feet. Okay, Now let's try over to the left foot. So that toe raising up and then coming back to the ground. Okay, we've learned our first half step. Now, let's see what it looks like on a board. So, have my hand again on the board here. Pretend this is one of our feet. When you are doing this toe tap, you probably already know. I want that top part of your foot is the one that's hitting the ground. So you can see down here, we have some time signatures. You don't have to focus on them too much, just if we have some musicians joining us. We are first going to try to tap our toe to every quarter note, and then we're going to do double tap. So let's try that. Let's go right, then left, right, left. So alternating feet, same step that we just learned. Right, left, one more time. Right, left, left. So you can count it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, now let's try double tap. The double time is the one below. Basically, same thing, just twice as fast. So we go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Perfect. So we have that step and we have that rhythm. We're going to go through a couple other steps, but following the same rhythm. So first do it our normal speed, and then if you're up for the challenge, you can try to do double time as well. The next step is going to be our heels. So we were just focusing on the front part of our foot. Now we're focusing on our heels. So 1 foot at a time, we're going to start with the right leg, lift that heel up, and another drop down. Good. So again, I don't want you to slam that heel down. I don't want us to do that. That may cause you bruising. Just a gentle letting that heel come down. Good. Right over to the left leg now. Raising the heel up and down. So really try to articulate in your foot, get that foot and mobility going. Next, let's try out the rhythm again. So quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you're up for the challenge, double that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and awesome. Next step we have is a stamp. So, for first starting by just tapping our toe, and then we want to tap our heel. But now, I want us to lift that whole foot up and step on the full foot. So, for example, right foot up, stamping it on the ground. This is a good time if you want to go sit back on the chair. You can continue this on the chair. We're lifting right foot up, stamping it on the ground. Yeah. Right over to the left side. This step is called the stamp because you can imagine that your foot is a stamp and you're lifting it and then stamping it onto the ground so that it stays on the ground. Okay, let's try it with our rhythm. Quarter notes first. Alternating legs. So right first and left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Double time now. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and. Awesome. So that was stamp. Taking a stamp, leaving it on the ground. Next, we have a little combination. So just to review, our first step was just stepping on the toe. Our second step was letting that heel drop. Our third step was that full stomping of the foot. Let's see if we can complicate things a little bit more. So we're going to do a toe or like a step on the right foot and then keep that heel off the ground. We're going to step on the left foot as well. So now you're on the front of your feet, the front of your toes, I guess. Your heels are lifted off. let that right heel drop down and then the left heel. So if you're imagining, we're first stepping, these are your 2 feet. We're first stepping on the right toe, and then the left toe, and then letting that right heel drop and that left heel drop. So again, the right foot is always going to move before the left. Stepping up, up, letting that right heel drop, drop, drop. Good. Up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. Let's try that with the left leg now. So same step, left leg's going to start. Stepping up, up, down, down, up. Left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg. Again, you can do this sitting down if this is a bit too much standing. Okay, let's try it with the rhythm. So, stepping on each note. So, right, 2, 3, 4. Same time again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's try that double time now. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and. Perfect. Last thing we'll do is we did it on the right side, which means we need to do it on the left side as well. So let's try same step, going through the rhythm. Quarter notes first. Left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Double time if you're ready. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and. Next, okay, good. I'm very happy by how many steps we have learned at this moment. That means that we get to learn our routine for today. So let's move this over. We're going to learn a tiny bit of a routine that is called the Shim Sham or the Shim Sham Shimmy. So this dance is, as tap dancers, we have to call it a national anthem. A lot of the times at the finale of tap dance shows, they'll bring everyone who was performing and even audience members up on stage, and we'll all do this dance together. And it's been like that for many years. I'm going to check my notes, but I have a tiny bit of history to share with you about it. So this dance was first sort of performed in Harlem in the US in the early 1930s. And based on our current history, it seems like it was developed by vaudeville dancers Leonard Reed and Willie Bryant. And they created it with the Whitman Sisters Show, which was a troupe of 4 Black American sisters who were really big in vaudeville. So this was 1930s. They created this dance, and we still do it. So now we're going to get to our routine for this class. We will be learning the Shim Sham or the Shim Sham Shimmy, which is often considered the sort of national anthem for tap dancers. It was created in around the 1930s, and it was first performed in Harlem. What our history sort of shows is that the vaudeville dancers Leonard Reed and Willie Bryant both created this dance for the Whitman Sisters Show. And this show was a troupe of 4 Black American sisters who were vaudeville stars. So this all happened in the 1930s. And yes, we still do different variations of this routine to this day, because it's a really great way to sort of finish our tap shows, and it's just a bit of our tap community. Like, after learning a bit of this dance, you can say, hey, I'm part of the tap community because I know the Shim Sham, also known as Shim Sham Shimmy. Okay, so we're gonna start this routine with a step that we might be familiar with. We're gonna start on our right leg, stamping to the front. So we're gonna do a stamp to the front, and then drag that foot back in. Now to the left. Stamp to the left. Good. And then stamp to the right again. Nice. So this first part is basically just stamps. You can can do this sitting down or standing again. If you would rather sit down, please sit down for this class. But we're going to start with our right leg. So the step, I'll show you from the side, is right leg first, stamp in front, dragging that back in, stamp left, drag back in, stamp right, drag back in. So that is our basic steps. Now there's a bit of a rhythm. So we're going to do a step on basically every quarter note. We're going to step right, left, right, and then right again. And that's the pattern. So the pattern is right, left, right, right. So if you were to clap, you know, every quarter note. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we just add the feet into it. We're basically going to move at each quarter note. So right, left, right, right. Perfect. So let's try that with our hands free. Right, left, right, right. Perfect. You can pause, redo that if you want. But now let's try. The next section is going to be starting with the left leg now. Same step. Now left leg. So that pattern is going to be left leg, right leg, left leg, left leg. If you want to do that with the claps for the quarter notes, left, right, left. Good. So those, you can sort of break it up into two parts. First part, the right leg does the double. Second time, the left leg does the double. So to finish up this phrase of the dance, we're going to do right, left, right, right, and then right away start with the left leg again. Left, right, left, left. One more time. Now with the right leg starting again. Right, left, right, right. So if you were to sort of imagine it as 3 small sections of that pattern, we're going to start with the right leg first, and then the left leg, and then the right leg again. So let's just do it a couple times all together. You can get your arms out by your side, get some shimmy on, and let's go. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good. So let's do that again. This time I won't count out loud. Sometimes you'll find it better if you don't count, but you just follow the rhythm. So let's get ready. Right foot again. And go. Perfect. So that was our phrase number 1. That we are already halfway through our routine now. If you feel ready, you can continue with us for the second half of the phrase. If you want, you can rewind, learn that a couple more times. So the second part of our phrase, again, we're going to start with our right leg moving first. We're going to step to one side, step to the other side, and then walk backwards. So if you're standing up or sitting down, it's going to look the same. We're going to move our right leg, step to the side, take your left leg, and then just touch that toe right to the side. Your weight is still on the right leg. You're just tapping that toe to the side because you're going to step to the left again. Good. Let's just do that one more time. Starting with the right leg. Step to the right. Step to the left. So you can see I'm shifting my weight all the way to the right foot, keeping it on the right foot. Now I'm shifting my weight to the left, keeping it on the left. Okay, one more time. Step to the right, step to the left. Good, and then from here, that right leg is moving again. And you're just gonna shimmy or walk backwards a bit to start at the beginning. So let's do that second phrase again. Step to the right, step to the left, and just really shimmy back to get ready to start moving again with that right foot. Step, step to the right, step to the left, shimmy back. And if you're sitting down, you can just do a bit of a march on the spot obviously please don't move on your chair. Your chair should be solid. So you can just shimmy in your chair. Okay. Now here's the hard part. Let's review those two whole phrases together. I'm going to do it while counting out loud one time. The second time we do it, I won't count out loud. That's just a bit helpful. And then the third time, we're going to do it to a bit of music. Okay, let's do it nice and slow this first time. So our first step is a stamp with our right leg. Remember the pattern? Right, left, right, right, left. Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8, right, left, right, right. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we do our second phrase. 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then we can start back at the beginning. So I didn't do a great job counting it out. So let's do it one time. This time I will actually count. For most of this phrase, we are moving on each quarter beat. But for that last shimmy, we're doing double time. So if you know music, you can follow that. If that doesn't make any sense to you, just follow along with the video and we can dance that together. Okay, so I'm going to count out this time. 5, 6, 7, 8. Stand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Double time and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And awesome. Okay, let's see if we can speed it up a little bit. I will not count out loud for this last time. And then we're going to add some music. Okay. I'll just count it there, and then I will count. 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. So I hope you could sort of hear my feet moving. Again, if you want to try to keep up with that specific rhythm, you can. If you want to go slower, please go slower. If you're up for the challenge, I am going to put on some music and we can see if we want to dance along to it. So this is the music that we commonly use for the shim sham shimmy. So yeah, I think it's pretty appropriate, especially since this dance was created in the 1930s. I think the music fits it quite well. People who know music, we're going to start on the 8. If you don't, that's okay. You can just join in when you want. 5, 6, 7, 8. Stepping to the side. 5, 6, 7, go again. Stepping to the side. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, nice. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining our video. I hope this was fun. Again, it's not about getting the steps right or keeping up. It's really just about moving and grooving, listening to some fun music as well. So thanks for joining for the video and we hope to see you in class. Bye.